Hello, and welcome to my journey to growth. I say growth because I don't want this journey to be just based off of one type of content or one type of topic, if that makes any sense. So, I'm going to be going through everything from workouts, handyman services, points of view, emotional points of view, um, and kind of anything in between. I've been super nervous to post anything because, well, as you've just heard, I I messed up. I fumble, just like anybody else does, and it's kept me from doing anything. That and the fear of failure until I kind of realized that the purpose of this isn't success. The purpose of this is the post, and so that's what I'm going to start doing now. I don't belong to any organization. I don't sponsor anything. I don't necessarily support anything except for just what drives people to make them happy, I guess. All things are accepted for me that do not harm themselves or somebody else. I feel like everybody should be happy. I guess, I mean, you could say under the right conditions all you want, but we're not going to split hairs. I'm not going to do that. And that's the other purpose is I don't want to keep on feeling like I have to justify myself to other people because I'm not going to. I'm going to post these for myself, my family, my son, and anyone else who wants to listen. This is going to be based off of entertainment purposes only, just so everyone understands that everything's an opinion and I don't advise anyone to do anything that I speak of because I just don't understand the legality of everything or any of this, so I do not condone anything or everything that I do until I could figure out how to word it properly. That's what I'm going to say. This content's going to be for adults, so I can still do things on the lines of vape and stuff like that. I have a foul mouth and I'm going to talk how I want instead of how I feel like other people want me to. And that's about it. I'm just going to start getting into it as honest as I can, as upfront as I can. First thing I want to do is get into, I guess, the physical, like the fitness industry. I was going to start off with the workout, but I'm actually going to do a part 2 for that. I'm going to start off by hopefully looking at this camera and not at myself, and showing you, I started with the products that I use and have been using, which, again, I don't sponsor them. It's just what I use. I don't have a lot of money. I haven't had a lot of money. I'm not worth anything. But I can try to show folks what have worked for me. And take whatever they want from that. So for starters, and I only have one camera, so I'll do my best. What I have. Try to do this in a timely fashion, so that way you guys don't want to run away. So I see my camera. This is going to be my protein. I don't know which one is best. I just see 100% and I look at numbers and I see 24 grams isn't a lot. But this is what I got because of its size, and I didn't know when I was going to be able to buy more. It had nothing to do with anything else. I read the sides and I make sure that it doesn't have anything. Like, sometimes I've noticed that they'll have additives that you don't want. Just read it at your own risk. I do feel like everyone should read it because the different cup sizes can just change the different size of the protein shake, but it can change the consistency. And then I use a pre-workout and creatine. I use these together, and I take creatine between 1 and 3 times a day. I haven't been taking it more than once a day lately because I don't like flavored creatine, and I accidentally got fruit punch, so I only drink it when I take my pre-workout, which is once a day, every day. And when I get regular, I'm going to take this twice a day. When I take this, I take at least 1 to 1.5 scoops every serving. I don't know what you should take. I've just done all sorts of different research, and I found that a lot of information is very confusing. There's a lot of mixed reviews as to what people should and shouldn't be using. I don't have anything to back up what I use, and that's why I said it's based off of entertainment purposes only, because I don't necessarily know if what I'm using is what I should be using, but it's what I can afford and it's what I have, so it's what I use. Sometimes it's better to use something than nothing. The protein is very important. You hear it a lot, but then you don't know how much protein you're supposed to take and how to convert that and all that fun stuff. That's why ChatGPT, especially now, is really great for that. Another statistic I heard, or stat I heard, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to mess things up. I'm not fantastic with the English grammar, but I can use the words. But ChatGPT did work great for it, and it helped me start my information. So it gave me a basis on to what to look for, and then as soon as I knew what to look for, which was how much protein should I be consuming a day, and it was a gram of protein for every pound that you weigh, and I weigh 155 pounds. I'm not going to do the math right now because I don't want to, but you do about the same thing for your body weight. It also depends on like how active you are and how much you're eating and what you actually want to do, right? So when you do a gram of protein for every pound that you weigh, typically that's if you want to get bigger. I have not been mathing the math at all while I've been doing this because I don't want to. I felt like if I put any pressure on this that I would be setting myself up for failure. And I did actually, for a little bit at first. I started with one of my best friends at the time. His name was Josh. I worked with him, and we started with the P90X program, which gave us a great basis because it taught me how to work out with next to nothing. So some of the workouts that I do are a variant of them, and then I just kind of added to it as I went. But anyways, I've been doing this for about 2.5 years, and then I took about a 3 to 6 month break in between, about this 2 to 3 years. And I mostly did that because I was in the middle of moving, and then I didn't know if I was going to work out at home, or I didn't have anyone to work out. It was a chaotic mess. You don't know yet, but I'm in the middle of moving here as well. That's why it's going to look a little different as I'm sitting here. But super excited to get started, and that's also why I want to get my pilot going, which is what this is I don't get to work out at home very often, so great timing, and the house is clear. It's going to be the only quiet time, and a very good time to start. This whole thing's going to be a journey for all of us, for you, for me, for my son, and I'd like to share it with you guys, and show you what I have learned as I've gone through, and show you how I've navigated through some of my problems in life. I haven't always had money, but I've had to make things work, and I've learned things. My wife has taught me things, and I've had a couple different jobs that have just taught me everything that I know now. I've gone through so many jobs, not for the sake of just not necessarily liking the work. I'm still and always going to be looking for that perfect job where I can spend time with my family but still help people out. And then I could do this to also help out, and it's just, time is so finite. There's only so much time you have, right? And I figure if I do this, I could do something that I do already and kind of express and show how I do it, because I learned that not everybody knows how to do, well, the same thing, such as, holding a pair of channel locks. I know it's a wrench, in case people are needing to know, but I didn't realize that there are people out there, and a lot of guys who don't know how to hold them properly. And yes, you hold them. You would understand if you understood. The point is that's the kind of stuff I want to show. I want, at least for a bunch of these videos, my son to be able to learn something from it as well. I want him to be able to look at it and take something from it, even if it's just to understand who his dad was. You understand? So I want to leave something behind, even if it gets taken down, even if you guys get... I'm not gonna argue any of that stuff. If this is about growth, if anything takes down from the growth or is, you know, against that mission, I guess if you can say, then I'm not gonna going to entertain it. Life is just too short to be that upset, and yes, bad things happen, bad things are gonna happen, bad things are already happening. They're gonna continue to happen, but I'm trying to change my perspective on how I receive that information. And instead of just letting it destroy me and take me down, I'm trying to fix it with a smile. You know what I mean? And I'm super eager to share. So I hope that you guys enjoy what I have to show you. If you have any questions, please leave any comments. I don't know how to edit any of these things, so they are going to be raw and unedited. I had to make this video, about 5 or 6 times just because I didn't know how I wanted to start it. My first video was 50 minutes long. Before I realized that it's not how I wanted to start it, because I didn't know how. And I'm not 100% sure which direction we're going to go from here. But I look forward to talking to you and discussing and sharing, and hopefully everyone learns stuff here. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.